Welcome back to another video. I wasn't going to film this, but I thought I ain't got shit to do. If you're in level 4 lockdown, you ain't got shit to do, so we'll make a little video, eh? So yesterday, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have saw that I was wet sanding my car. I was just trying to get it to shine a bit better because it's 2K, it's done in the garage. It was a little bit orange peely and there's a little bit of shit in the paint. I'm not really going aggressive enough to take the shit out of the paint, but I am getting rid of the orange peel. So I'll show you what I'm doing. Bit of a disclaimer, I'm not an expert at this, so take everything with a little grain of salt. But yeah, I'm just gonna walk through some of the stages and yeah, video it and put it all together. It might not be an overly long video, but some of you guys might enjoy it because, like I said, you ain't got shit to do. So let's get into it. So here's a side that I polished yesterday. I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up or not, but we'll try to do a bit of a comparison. Yeah, there you go. Paint looks quite flattened. And then this side, I don't know if it's going to pick it up, but it's kind of orange peely. So we're going to try and get that out. First thing that I always do, even though most of these polishers say that they won't stain anything, is I mask off anything black. So door handles, these bits here, these door trims which the clips don't like staying in on, and stuff like that. Just mask it off with a bit of tape, just to stop them from getting all yuck when you run over them with the buff. Your tyres, they can go a bit funny when you hit them with the buff, so if you want to mask off your tyres, I suggest you do that. But yeah, just anything like these little bits here that you might run across the edge of, just get the tape on there to stop them from going funny. I don't know if this will pick it up. It's a wee bit orange, peely and dry through there, you can just see it. But yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So we'll set the camera up, I'll go through, mask everything off, and then get my wet sanding stuff out. So you guys just watch me quickly mask this thing off. We're not trying to repaint the car, so it doesn't need to be perfect. We're just trying to stop as much of the black trim going a bit funny as possible. So all across the door here, across the window, door handle, and I didn't do it in the video, but I might actually just put a little bit along the edge of the bumper here, because I'm not going to be doing the bumpers. I'm just trying to do the side of the car to here, because that's basically what you look at. So yeah, might just put a bit of tape along here just to make sure that I don't get any sanding marks or anything on the edge of the bumper. So now that we've done all that, we're ready to start wet sanding. So I'm going to start here and go down this way with my 1500, and go here and go down this way with my 2000. So what you need is a bucket of water, your wet and dry sandpaper, and this is like a soft block, it's a bit squishy. And also a rag, because you just want to be able to see where you're going, and once your sandpaper starts to get a bit full of grit, you'll see it. So you want to get rid of that, wipe it off, make sure that you don't put extra scratches into the paint. Another tip I would say is to keep away from the hard edges and the body lines. Just want to rub through them too much, because otherwise you might rub through the paint. And yeah, just be careful. So the slower you go, the better, before you jump on to polishing the car. Also, another big tip that I forgot is make sure the car's clean, because otherwise you're just going to be rubbing shit into the paint. So yeah, clean car, away you go. So here's just a good time to stop and kind of show you what you're trying to achieve. So you can see right here through the paint, it's gone quite dull. all over, whereas up here you can see sort of like the little pitting in the paint. So basically you're just trying to sand that so it looks nice and smooth and uniform like this, and then that way when you polish it up there should be no orange peely sort of look to it. It should make it look nice and smooth. So you want to do this with your 1500 all over your guard. Take it slowly, like I said, be careful on the edges because you don't want to rub through, and then go back through and do your 2000. So I'm going to 1500 this whole side and then 2000 the whole side before I polish. So I'll put you back down and we'll chuck a time lapse on. So I've just finished doing one whole side of the car with 1500. Hopefully you guys can pick it up, but see how it's all quite dull the whole way through. There's a few sort of bright patches in the doors and stuff like that because I'm not trying to rub through any edges, but for a majority of it, it's all dulled down now with the 1500, ready to go over top with the 2000. So the reason you go over top with the 2000 is you want the scratches to be really fine so that way the polish can actually get it out, because the polish is kind of like sanding. It kind of cuts off a small layer of the paint. So yeah, that's why you want to be careful when you're doing this. You don't go too far because otherwise the polisher will take the rest of it off. So yeah, go really slowly like I was saying to get through your levels, and then yeah, jump onto your cutting. You can see sitting on the bonnet over there is the wool pad, so that's what we'll be using to get the 2000 out once I've done that. So I'll quickly go through now, do some 2000, and then we'll jump onto some polishing. So as you just watched us do the 2000, you can blow over this pretty quickly because you're not trying to take anything out or, you know, flat off the paint. You're just trying to remove your 1500 scratches. So just make sure you get over all the areas that you did with the 1500, otherwise it might be a bit hard to polish it out. If you're having trouble polishing out the scratching marks, that might be why. So just go back, get your wet and dry sandpaper and just give it a little touch up, and yeah, get onto the polishing. So I have 2 buffs that I'm going to use. You don't have to use 2 buffs, but it kind of makes it a bit easier. But you will be able to get the same result without using 2 buffs. But the first one I'm just going to use a normal orbital buff, like the standard rotation with the wool pad, to do all these areas here just to get the sanding and all that kind of stuff out. Then I'm going to go back over it with the random orbital, fuck, these are hard words to get out sometimes, to do the actual polishing of the wool scratches. And then we've got a finishing compound with the same random orbital that we'll use with a really soft pad to make it really pop. So we'll do that whole process now. I'll video little bits of it, but I don't want to bore you guys too much. So yeah, let's get a look at this. How she's a bit flat through here. And I guess I'll just pick up the camera and show you once it's all shined up again. So there we have the first pass with the wool pad and the polish. You guys can see it's all shined up again since sanding it compared to here. So yeah, quite a good result. It's quite flat now and it's super shiny, so cannot complain at all. But anyway, back to it. Polish this last 3/4 or 2/4 of the car, and then move on to the, cut this part of the car and then move on to the polishing. So we're all done with the cutting now. So we've done 1500 and 2000 in our cutting compound with our wall pad, and this is our result. So as you can see, it looks pretty shiny now, but if you get up close, camera won't pick it up, but there is some swirl marks and light marks that you will need to get out with the polishing pad. So basically that's our next step, is to change our pad over on our buff to our polishing pad. Using the same compound, I'm going to go through, use a slightly softer pad to polish up this whole area. Again, this is a bit quicker of a process since we've already done the cutting, a bit like the 1500. This will be a bit faster. The cutting is a bit of a slow process, just to make sure that you get all the scratching and stuff out. But once you do, the rest of it is pretty straightforward. So I'll set the camera up now. I'll go through, polish some parts, and then yeah, take all the tape off. Hopefully it doesn't rain, because it's been trying to. If it doesn't rain, I'll take it outside, because that's where you can really see the changes versus in here in this artificial lit up garage. So yeah, get into some polishing and we'll take her outside. So here she is, lads, all finished. I haven't taken her outside yet, but I'm going to take her outside quickly, hopefully, and wash everything off, all this shit, and then we'll do a bit of a walk around and show you the finished product. But yeah, I've got the tape off, so I'll just move some cars around and wash her just out there. There she is, boys, all clean, just duffed a fender. Nice. It is what it is when you're trying to be slammed, I guess, at the end of the day. But hey, all finished polishing her up. I washed her outside. I went to take some photos. I was going to video, but there was lots of people and I got a bit camera shy, not gonna lie. But yeah, there she is, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.